Have a look at the sentences on your screen. When I was a child, I played in the park for hours. When I was a child, I used to play in the park for hours. When I was a child, I would play in the park for hours. Now all the three sentences are correct, but there's a subtle difference between them, and the lack of clarity on the three sometimes create a lot of confusion. So in this lesson, we will clear all doubts related to the three verb patterns that you can see on your screen. The first sentence was in past simple. It just simply showed us that an action happened in the past. What it didn't tell us was whether the action happened repeatedly in the past and whether it continued in the present as well. For these two aspects to be covered, we need semi-modal verb used to. We use used to talk about actions or activities that happened repeatedly in the past and which no longer happen in the present. Let's see some examples to gain better understanding. As a student, I spent more time in the library than in the class. As a student, I used to spend more time in the library than in the class. A few years ago, I worked hard on my fitness. A few years ago, I used to work hard on my fitness. When we were in college, we partied a lot. When we were in college, we used to party a lot. Here's an important point to remember. If an action or activity happened just once in the past, or it was a complete or finished action, we will mention it in past simple. However, if the action continued repeatedly, then used to is the better option. Interestingly, we can also use modal verb would to talk about actions that happened repeatedly in the past. So that means we can use used to and would interchangeably wherever action happened repeatedly. Let's see some examples to understand this. As a student, I would spend more time in the library than in the class. A few years ago, I would work hard on my fitness. When we were in college, we would party a lot. Now here's another important point to remember. While we have the liberty to use used to and would interchangeably to talk about past repeated actions or activities, we cannot use them interchangeably when we want to talk about continued state of being or situations. To mention state of being or situation, we use only used to, not would. This is an important point that we need to register. For that, we need to see some examples. In my younger days, I used to be very impatient. When I worked for an IT company, I used to know many people. They used to love dancing, but they don't do it anymore. We used to live at our grandparents' house in summers. I hope now you will be able to mention past situations and actions with the help of past simple, semi-modal verb used to and modal verb would. If you want to get access to the PDF of this lesson and many more topics, kindly download the Enliven English app. The link is in the description and in the comment section. I'll be back with a new lesson soon. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. Goodbye.